Hello, this is Edwin, Dearborn, another edition of Caffeinated Content. We're coming to you with great business ideas over that hot cup of coffee. How to use videos to present your case to the world, whether it's business or you work for a nonprofit organization, you're trying to change the world, you're an entrepreneur, whatever it is, you're just trying to present your case. And how do we do that with video? Well, I believe there's three ways, and I'm sure there's more, but I want to go over three basic ways of how to present your case. Number one is tell great stories. Now, I know that's kind of a cliche, so I want to go a little deeper into what do I mean by stories. Stories involve the human emotion and give people an in-depth insight, much like a reality TV show would do, where this is not so much, you're not trying to get ratings. What you're trying to do is you're trying to interest people by telling them. It could be success stories, it could be interviews with individuals within your industry or people that you've helped, right? And they kind of tell their before situation, their journey that they took, and then the net result of what came about as a result of your company or your cause. You can also use case studies where maybe you go a little bit into more factual information about, here's what this one company did, or here's what my one client experienced while working with me. So there's many different types of ways to tell stories. I cover this in my book, Power Branding Secrets. There's basically 7 types of stories, but I don't want to get into all of that right now. You can read a lot of content, my content, Gary Vaynerchuk, David Meerman Scott. There's so many different content creators out there and writers that have really covered this subject well. But I want to just clearly identify that's a category, is tell stories. And that expands into many variables and opportunities. And really, stories are great because it gives a human touch to your brand. It gives insight of how human beings have actually used your product or experience, or companies, the statistical results, the changed lives, the insights, the inspiration, all of that would be covered within stories. Number 2 would just be factual information. This could be like checklists or how-to or 7 tips. Things like what's the difference between a Roth and a typical 401k, right? If I was like a financial advisor giving you advice about, what are the different types of opportunities. Real estate, you could be talking about, here's the different loan programs. Here's how to qualify. Here's 7 tips on how to raise your credit score. Things like that would be more information-based, checklist type information, how-to information that really teaches people and is more educational based, where stories is more emotionally based. So now, number 3 is you combine both. And this is an ideal situation where maybe you have someone you're interviewing that gives the story of how they worked with you or worked with your brand or used your product, as well as giving insight and information. Now, my caffeinated content tends to be more about number 2, which is I'm giving information. I'm just saying, hey, here's 3 tips on how to be better at Google. Here's 3 tips on how to be better at video marketing. Here's some information about branding. I tend to lean on number 2 more. I'm definitely getting into more stories with interviews of actual entrepreneurs. Whether they work with me or not, I want to interview more entrepreneurs just to tell their story, like, hey, how did you come to this business? What are your secrets to success? What was the biggest power move that you made that shifted your future? I want to get more into that, and as I develop my own brand and my businesses and I start delegating things and I have a little bit more time to be on the creative side, I'm definitely going to be getting into stories. But point number 3 is you can combine both of them. You can provide information and storytelling, and I think that's the ideal with your videos. And one last point. I know people that are like, I don't have a lot of fancy equipment. I don't know how to do makeup on myself. I'm going to tell you, I do caffeinated content right here in coffee shops. Like, I just throw up my camera, I use natural light. Like I'm looking at you right now in this iPhone, but on the other side of this iPhone is a giant window that allows natural light in. So I don't even have any lighting equipment. I don't have any sound equipment. I use my iPhone. And I don't put on makeup, and I get up very early, and sometimes I don't always get a lot of sleep, and you catch me drinking my first cup of coffee. And it's been an incredible brand builder for me by using video to provide not only my stories, but more importantly, to provide me a platform to prove my case, to reach out to people, to communicate. And I know that it will have a similar impact for you. Now, if you're asking yourself, how am I really going to use video? I don't see how video or storytelling or success stories or information works with my brand. And I know a lot of people believe that their industry is different and unique and it won't work. I can tell you right now, I've worked with all types of businesses: financial planners, CPAs, tattoo shops, doctors, lawyers, acupuncturists, birth doulas. I've worked with a wide variety of individuals, and I can tell you right now, video is where you need to be. Do you know that more people watch YouTube than Facebook? More people are on YouTube now. And even Facebook and Instagram is heavy on video. So get good at it, or figure out a way that your brain can get good at it, because I'm going to tell you right now, it's a great way to reach people, to touch people, to inspire individuals, and make them want to do business with you. And it's just where it's at. And if you need help, reach out to me. I'd love to help your brand. All right, you make it a great day. Bye-bye.